On the phone with Chris Mann. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning. How's it going?
Really great. And I should clarify, this is not the Chris Mann who is running unopposed for the Democratic seat of Attorney General in Kansas. This is the Chris Mann from The Voice.
I know.
Phantom of the
really
Opera.
Not cool that he's stepping on my namesake.
Riding your coattails, right?
Seriously.
Anyway, you ever thought about running in politics?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Smart,
no way.
Smart man. 0 out of 10.
Yeah, 0 out of 10.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So, Chris, I'm glad you joined me. Last time we spoke a couple years ago, 2020, right before Christmas. How's the family?
It's bigger now. We have a second son now since I guess the last time we spoke.
Yeah, Rocky.
So I'm twice as tired. But yeah, his name's Rocky. With Hugo and Rocky, they're doing good. Yeah, thanks for asking.
Yeah, absolutely. We're here with Chris Mann talking about a show that goes on sale later on this morning for Friday, September 23rd at the Orpheum. Chris Mann from Gershwin to Gaga, basically celebrating the Tony Bennett Songbook. Man, what an exciting venture to undertake.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get to that in just a second, but when was the last time you were in Wichita? I mean, do you visit often?
It's a great question. I come home a couple times a year.
Okay.
To see my family, and my family comes out to California quite a bit, so I feel like I see everybody. But the last time that I performed there was like before COVID, doing my awesome Christmas show that became sort of a semi-tradition. But It's been probably like 10 years since I've done like a proper concert in Wichita.
Yeah, long overdue. Do you have a favorite spot here in Wichita? I mean, like Kirstie Alley can be seen all the time in Trader Joe's. You got Harrison Ford who's popping in a couple of restaurants downtown. Like, do you have a favorite spot here in Wichita?
I go to Bella Luna.
Oh yeah,
without
okay.
fail.
Yes.
Because I just drink the hummus like out of a mug. And I always go to oh my gosh, the coffee shop on Douglas, which doesn't really narrow it down, but across from East High School, which is
Reverie Roasters.
Reverie. Yes, thank you.
God, I was
Reverie. I'm a coffee snob, so when I go on the road, I always like identify and go to my favorite coffee shop. So I'm excited. Wichita, they've you guys have got so many new things. Every time I come home, it's like kind of a new city. Yeah, which I love.
There's a new one down in the new coffee shop in the Delano district that you should try.
I feel like I've been going down there a lot when I'm in town. I love it. I'm so excited to see all like the city, the Wichita Pride that's going on, and the branding. And so I get caffeinated, I get hummus, and that's like my go-to, but I always will try to find something else that I'm not used to.
Nice. Okay, so let's get to the show. The Tony Bennett songbook that you're celebrating from Gershwin to Gaga. Frank Sinatra called Tony Bennett the greatest singer in the world. In your opinion, what makes Tony Bennett so great?
Well, that I would agree. First of all, I just saw him a couple years ago at the Hollywood Bowl here in LA. That was the third time I've seen him over 20 years. So he was 92 at that point or something like that.
Right.
And he was absolutely just awesome. His voice is still there. So I identify with him. He's a tenor. I love Frank Sinatra, but he's a baritone. And so once I found Tony through Frank's music.
Okay.
And hearing Tony Bennett deliver his bel canto style, which is technique, where he just like opens his open throat and this huge sound comes out that is just Tony Bennett.
Right.
I agree. He's the greatest of all time. And why I love his songbook so much is not only did he originate so many songs that we now love so dearly in our lives from the Great American Songbook, which he basically helped create in the first place.
Sure.
There's also many, many, many pop renditions of Broadway classics that he was the first to record as well. So delving into the Broadway world. And then the last 20 years, he's been recording with every star, the biggest stars on earth, with his duets album. So for me, as somebody, if you don't know me, I have an opera background, so that's why I appreciate the bel canto technique from him. I played Phantom in Phantom of the Opera, so I totally appreciate the Broadway side to him. And I do pop music. And so from Gershwin to Gaga is literally that. Anybody that Tony has collaborated with is fair game. So I have a huge Gaga section, which is like you're kind of out of left field, but also not, because it's just the most fun. To I Got Rhythm, like this super dope version that I do that honestly tears the house down every time, no matter where I play it. So Gershwin to Gaga and everything in between. I get to do Phantom of the Opera. I get to do my favorite pop tunes, and it really is just inspired by him. And now that I've had the wildest pandemic of all time with these musical parodies that I make.
Yes.
I now am required to do those too, and honestly, those are so much fun. So I dedicate a section to the parodies that I've done that have gotten around 600 million or so views online. So it's a fun night.
No shortage of material for sure. And how brilliant was One Last Time with Lady Gaga? Just got a last minute Emmy for that. I mean, that was amazing. Yeah. Just to watch, like when she would sing with him, and the minute he started singing, like he had this whole like inner body change of his physique, and he would just light up. And I mean, it was amazing.
It is amazing, and music and its importance in people with Alzheimer's lives. They study that. I've worked with Renee Fleming, the soprano, speaking on such things, and we're lucky that we get to have that part of Tony's brain, I suppose, is that part. But I think he's done. I think they've kind of said that was it. But yeah. I mean, what an incredible career, and he's still here, so he can still sing.
Exactly.
Pretty cool.
Now, also part of that weekend, you do the show Friday night at the Orpheum, which goes on sale later on this morning. Tickets start at $30. But then that weekend, also big here in Wichita, because it's NHL preseason, Intrust Bank Arena, Arizona, and St. Louis. You're going to appear at Fan Fest and then sing the anthem. I got to ask, I've heard, I'm not a singer by any stretch of the imagination, but I've heard the national anthem is one of the hardest songs to sing. What makes that such a hard song to sing?
It's such a hard song. I think mainly the expectation from everyone else. It's like everybody's waiting to hear, you sing the high note, and they all know it, and there's so many other versions that are so famous. So there's that. There's like this level of pressure and expectation. Two, everyone knows the words to the anthem until you have to sing it by yourself.
Until you don't.
Yeah. Until you don't. Yeah. And I've done it so many times, and I literally will panic until the last time I do it. I did it one time. Actually, this was like my favorite time I ever did. It was on ESPN Game Day.
Okay.
After at KU at Allen Fieldhouse, nice. Nationally televised, and I wrote it on my hands.
Oh my God!
Because I was like, I cannot risk going up on these words on national television. So, it's a tough song to sing, but it's always fun, and I'm excited to be there. I'm excited to be at Intrust and see that hockey game, and hopefully a lot of people will come to the game who were there last night, the night before. Yeah,
man, it'll be a great time for hockey fans. It's a great win again for Wichita.
Absolutely,
for sure, 100%. You a hockey fan at all? I mean, in all honesty,
I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm a hockey fan, but when I go to a hockey game, I go, why am I not a hockey fan?
Okay,
because it's so fun. Right. It's so much fun. I like any competitive sport. But that's not like my first thing that I get to do with my time anymore. I'm mainly, prepping meals for my kids that they won't eat, and then making a second meal that maybe they'll eat, and then throwing it away, and then driving them to school, and then, trying to meditate. I don't know.
No, I get
That's what I do more.
Well, you know enough. I'm sure you know enough about hockey that you'll get this question. So, if your wife was going to give you a 5-minute major penalty and put you in the penalty box, what is the thing that would land you in the penalty box?
Oh my God! I feel like my penalty box is so like zhuzhed up right now with comfort. I have a recliner in there. I've got a TV in there because I'm in there so much. I just stay, and I've just made it very comfy. So when I come out of the penalty box, it's more uncomfortable for me. I'm not sure like what I did to deserve to come out, and it's probably a trick.
Yeah, you're suspicious.
So I'm
You're instantly suspicious.
skeptical.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't get a chance to talk about this last time we spoke a couple years ago, but where'd the nickname Buttercup come from?
Oh gosh, we've dug deep in this.
Well, Wikipedia. I'm going to be honest. Wikipedia.
Oh sure. I got that is a fraternity nickname from Vanderbilt University, which nobody actually calls me that. So I don't. If that's from my Wikipedia page, then they're exaggerating a bit. Like there was a lineage within the fraternity that there was affiliation with that name,
right?
And that's where it begins and ends. There's no. I would say if I had a nickname, it would be Brother Man, or that's probably it.
Okay.
Some of my friends would say that, but generally, I think Chris. I guess the most common one is almost everybody, no matter how long you've known me. If we're just referring to me in a conversation, they always say both my first and last name.
Okay.
Chris Mann. Oh, Chris Mann. Blah blah blah. And it somehow comes out of their, I don't know, people somehow it just rolls off their tongue. So I would say that would be the most common.
I get it. So someone needs to update Wiki is what we're saying. So
did you know that everything's not true on the internet?
What? Shut up.
Isn't that wild?
Shut up.
I know.
Oh my God.
That's so weird.
Craziest thing. All right. What's the one thing, Chris, what's the one thing Chris Mann, what's the one thing you're into right now that has absolutely nothing to do with your career as an entertainer?
I am currently looking at my backyard right now that's been under construction for about 5 months with the swimming pool that's going in there.
Nice.
That is what I'm into. I have been painting the back wall of my yard over the last week.
Okay.
It's very, very exotic, my life in entertainment,
I get
when
it.
I'm not on stage.
Right.
So I would say in another 10 days, that pool is going to be full of water.
Yes.
And then apparently you have to wait a month before you can even get in it.
Oh, come on.
I will be very satisfied seeing that full of water.
Okay, very good.
That's what I'm into.
I love it.
Very boring.
I love it. No, that's great. Who's the most famous person on your cell phone?
Ooh, that's a really good question.
Thanks. Other than me right now, since you called me.
Right, so. You clearly. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
Christina Aguilera.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right.
She's pretty famous.
She's got a great voice.
She does have a great voice. Yeah. And doing good in her life.
Yep.
So I don't know. That's a really great question. I feel like dangerous question.
No, my next question was going to be, can we call Christina? But we don't have time for that.
Yeah, probably not.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so Chris Mann, star of The Voice, Phantom of the Opera, Wichita native, graduate from Southeast High School, got the big show coming on the 23rd of September. Chris Mann from Gershwin to Gaga. Tickets go on sale later this morning, 10 o'clock. Starting at around $30, and then the next day, the 24th, Saturday, when the NHL preseason game hits Intrust Bank Arena, you'll be there at FanFest and doing the anthem. I love checking in with you because you're a super talent from your parodies to your serious music to acting, everything. You're a talent, and I appreciate you, and you're making us Wichita proud every day.
Well, I love being from Wichita, so I'm seriously so excited to come back, and I hope everyone comes out. It's going to be really fun. I'm bringing my band from LA, so the players and the music is going to be world